Good day, everyone, and welcome to Studio 41 Podcast. I'm your host, O'Neill, and today my guest is Linda.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Linda, how do you pronounce your last name?
Ravioli. Ravioli. I
Ravielli.
have gotten ravioli, like
You
the
know,
pasta. Yeah.
to be honest with you, I was a little concerned. Am I going to say this correctly
Right.
and
You
blow it?
did. You did a great job.
Okay. Okay.
Impressed. Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be
Um,
here.
I started following you on Instagram,
Mhm.
and I was just looking at the different things that you do, and I just found just how interesting. I mean, yes, you are a personal trainer, a personal coach, but all the other stuff that you're involved in, whether it be community work, being an ambassador, which we're going to explore and talk about a little bit later. And I just thought this would be someone that I would love to have on the show because you're not just talking about fitness, you're talking about uh, well being, you're talking about people, you're talking about community,
Right.
which is important to me. So um, that's why I reached out to you, and you were so nice enough to say, yeah, you'd come on.
Absolutely. I'm honored to be here. Thank
Thank
you.
you. So,
Thank you.
yeah, I guess what I want to start off with, and we could begin this by really, I wanted to ask you, how did you get involved in the personal training
Right.
field? Like, was this something that you've always wanted to do? Is this something because of life you kind of just stumbled upon? What drew you to personal training? And I noticed off camera your passion for it. So if you
Right.
kind of just want to address that
Sure.
or talk
Yeah,
about
we'll
that.
dive into that.
Hmm.
So, no, I haven't always been interested in personal training or fitness. I actually stumbled upon it when I turned 40. So I was working corporate for my whole life, 21 years, 9 to 5, very regimented, the whole 9 yards. And I turned 40 and was having lunch just in, cafeteria with my coworkers. One of my coworkers was like, you know what, lunchtime, I think I'm going to get active. I'm going to go to one of these local gyms, circuit training. I looked and I'm like, you know what? I'm turning 40. Maybe I should start taking my health a little more seriously. I said to her, you know what? I'll join you. Instead of like sitting here eating our lunch, like I'll join you. So we end up going to the local gym there. So there's 9 rounds, so 9 circuits, like 9 stations. I start and I can't get past the sixth. I just tap out. I'm out at the sixth one. Wasn't feeling well. I had to sit down. If I'm being quite honest with you, it really hit me. And in that moment where I couldn't get past that sixth round and it still resonates so deeply with me, I thought, wow, I got to make a change here. Right. And I don't want this ever to happen to me again. Like, I don't want to have to feel this way. I want to be able to feel good. I want to be able to hit those 9 rounds. And that's pretty much how it started. I mean, just by discussing it with a coworker and ending up at this local gym and not being able to complete it just ignited something in me to say, okay, I need to do better and I need to start taking care of myself.
Was part of it, is a part of it like your competitive nature
A
that you
little
couldn't you get
bit.
by it?
I'm
You're
going
like,
to say a little bit.
okay.
I am, my friends will tell you I am competitive by
Yes.
nature. So I think a little bit of that was sewn into those emotions as well as to, okay, listen, I got to get past sixth
Yes.
round. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
for sure.
Okay. So how
For
long
sure.
have you been in the fitness
Yeah.
industry or
So
coaching?
started at 40 and
Hmm.
then really started to get into it. I would probably say a couple of years later is when I started to really take it seriously because I realized what it did for me in terms of my just the way I felt, my mental well being, and then obviously the aesthetics that followed. But I noticed what a change it was making in my life.
I like that you brought that up in terms of the mental health
Right.
well-being because I think that that's an important aspect of
Huge,
it. Yeah.
huge. So,
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
yeah, so it was funny because the mental part for me was the reason why I continued to do it, not the aesthetics, just because it made me feel better. I know I had high anxiety at that time, I guess, working corporate, raising a young family. I was highly anxious, and a lot of my coworkers saw it because I displayed it. Never was medicated for it, but I thought that's where I was headed because it was getting that bad. If I'm being quite honest with you.
Well, it's good that you're able to identify it
Yeah,
early. Yeah.
absolutely. And I thought I can't live like this anymore, and I need to go on medication because this is not. I can't do this anymore. But the working out, the fitness, the taking care of myself really calmed the anxiety down. So I didn't have to get medicated. And I felt like a whole new person. I was able to not be anxious anymore. I was a lot more calmer. I just felt great. And that's what kept driving me to continue to do what I was doing, only because it made me feel so good. And then later on, obviously, with that, when I was training harder, then the aesthetics started to follow. And I thought, okay, and I'm starting to look good too. So
Right.
this is a win-win. But
Mhm.
for me, the main reason was the mental health, the clarity I got from it. It was huge. It was huge.
So, in terms of your coaching, what would be your philosophy or style
Right.
um, when you're coaching someone? Like, what should someone expect when they
When
reach
they,
out to you and say,
right.
"Hey,
Yeah.
I want to train with you"? What should they expect?
They should a lot of, I would say, support.
Okay.
Um, I'm there to motivate, but I can't be your motivator all the time, right?
Right.
Because motivation is not what's going to get you to continue the discipline, in my opinion. It's
Yeah.
not the motivation that fades very quickly. It's the discipline. And what they can expect from me is a lot of support outside of what we're doing, because in that moment when we're training, that's not all it is. It's what you do outside of the gym or outside of the training that's important.
So, are you speaking of like
Yeah,
nutrition?
right. So we'll discuss all the other aspects that are going to help you succeed, because great, we're working out together. And I'm very encouraging, I'm very patient, and I just feel I can relate, right? I can relate. And I don't want people to feel overwhelmed, or I think a lot of people don't get into fitness nowadays too, because it can be overwhelming, right? It can be an overwhelming experience walking into a gym. Oh, I don't know how to do this, or I don't know how to do that, or the machines are intimidating, or are people going to laugh at me because I don't know what I'm doing?
Hmm.
Um, with me, when I'm coaching, I'm high energy, I'm very supportive. Um, and I like to be communicative in terms of, okay, what are we doing outside of this training as well that are going to support your goals? Because that's huge as well, right? And I just think a lot of communication between the two of us is what you can
So, what I'm
expect.
gathering, and I've never
Mm-hmm.
been trained by you,
Right.
but I could only imagine just in our conversation, our brief conversation, even our chat over Instagram,
Right.
you are very energetic, I can tell, and
100%.
enthusiastic.
Yeah.
And I think that's, part of that also includes being very engaging, which is important
Right.
for, I guess, a client, in my opinion, if you're working with them,
Absolutely. Yeah.
that you are engaged and almost invested. But you said something uh, important and
Mm-hmm.
interesting is that you're not really there to motivate someone,
No.
right? And a lot of people think that that's what you do. You
Right.
motivate them, but I
Right.
mean, you could assist with that and support them,
Absolutely.
but that's not what you're there for, really.
Exactly. So it's exactly that. And I think a lot of people say, okay, I need to hire a coach, or I need to work with somebody because I need that motivation. But it's not about that. It's about, how can I help you with the discipline and the conversations and the actions that are going to give you success? Because I can't be there 24 hours. You're waking up in the morning, hey, okay, let's go. Like, I can't be there to motivate you all the
Right.
time, right? So I think or tools of a good coach, and not just myself, or how do I help my client succeed long term and keep that discipline? Because like we said, motivation fades. Even for myself, it's not the motivation that keeps me going, it's the discipline. Yeah, it's
I
a
know a lot of people
discipline.
talk about that. They're like, it's not motivation also, but it's really about consistency.
And that's another, I'm happy you brought that
Oh,
up,
okay. Yeah.
because consistency is huge. And that's another thing that I like to talk about with people or my clients is, they'll give up after 3 months or 4 months, or like the scale's not moving, or,
That'd be me, but go ahead.
exactly. And they're like,
Right.
oh, what's the point?
What is the
Nothing is
point?
happening here. So let me go back to the way I was living before,
Yeah, I was
right?
happy. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. For me, it took a really long time. It's just about being consistent. And if you remain consistent, I promise you the results will follow, but we have to be consistent. Yeah.
So, we talked a little about your style, and with your style, because there's different types of training. Like, I think there's weight training,
Right.
there's, high intensity,
Right.
low steady. There's different types.
Right.
With you, I know every client is different, so you
Mm-hmm.
may prescribe something a little bit different
Mm-hmm.
for everybody. But what is it? What's your go-to? Are
Yeah,
you
it's
really
all
into weight training, or is it
it's this, I'm all about strength training, all
right?
about the weight training. That is king/queen
Yes.
in my right, in my opinion. It's got to be strength training. I mean, everybody needs to involve some sort of strength training in their routines, because muscle is the longevity for life. Muscle is that new fountain of youth, right? And as we age, we know that we're losing muscle so quickly. And especially for women because of all the other issues that we're dealing with as we age. So we want to keep that muscle. We want to build that muscle because it'll keep our metabolisms running higher. There's just so much good that comes out of weight training and create and building muscle. So that is my go-to
That's your
for sure.
go-to. That's your go-to.
100%. Yeah.
And it's, when we say weight training, is this
Hmm.
something that's sustainable long term?
Absolutely.
I was just talking to someone on the show the other day, Ella, and she was just saying she was at a competition and she had saw an 80-year-old man competing.
Right.
And she was just trying to let me know that, you don't have to lift heavy.
No,
It
of
really
course not.
depends on your age and what your capacity is.
Right.
But you can never go wrong with lifting.
I agree with her
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Even well into your 70s, your 80s, right? I see a lot of these influencers also who are training their elderly parents too. And they're lifting. Okay, obviously they're not deadlifting like 300 pounds, but they're lifting enough that's sustainable for them and it's good for them. So yeah, any age, I think lifting is it's important.
And I know we're living in a time where, people are interested in their health and living longer.
Right.
And what I'm gathering is that to extend one's
Yes.
life, you need
It's
to lift because, like you said about muscles,
right.
that's
So this is like muscles are like the new fountain of youth. Like
yeah,
we're seeing all the benefits that are coming by building muscles, right? It's even metabolism. Metabolism. If you the more muscle you have on you, the higher your metabolism is working. It's just really important. And I mean, it's the only way you're going to get that is through strength training and progressively overloading the body to build that muscle. So that is my go-to 100%. Live and die by
you live in.
that.
So that it's interesting because right now we're seeing this whole resurgence, or maybe it's not a resurgence, but I'm seeing a lot of
Right.
information about Pilates, and I'd like to have
Hmm.
someone on to really talk about it because a
Right.
lot of people are really getting involved in that. And I've spoken with a couple of people, and they're like, "Yeah, Pilates is great," but they also believe that it should be, you know, Pilates is one thing, but you
In
need to also do in
conjunction
conjunction. So, do
with,
you want
yeah.
to? What's your feeling on
Yeah,
that?
I feel like I hope the message isn't getting skewed. Pilates is an amazing form of exercise in conjunction with strength training. You're not going to get the body that these women are thinking you're going to get, this muscular. wh- What I want to put out there for most people to understand, especially women, we think we want to go into fat loss, right? To get that kind of body that we desire. And it's not about that. It's if you build muscle on your body, you're going to get that actual lean looking look that we all want to look like, right? Because muscle defines the features of the body. Pilates alone won't be able to give you that look because you're not progressively overloading in Pilates, right? So, and to build muscle, we've got to progressively overload. So basically, progressively overloading means just lifting heavier as time goes by. So Pilates, I love it in conjunction with strength training because Pilates is good for core, for movement, mind muscle connection. I think it's great, but it has to be in conjunction with, if women are just doing Pilates and thinking they're going to achieve that look,
Hmm.
no, it's
And
not
what
going
I
to
gather is
happen.
that you do Pilates as well. Like you
I
participate, or you?
I do, not
Yeah,
as often as I'd like. One of my
right.
good friends is a Pilates instructor, and I will take her classes, and I will say they're very humbling. You
Yes.
know, even a lot of athletic men, athletes men will come into the class and be like, "Okay, what are these movements?" And
Yeah,
they
yeah.
it's very humbling for
Yes.
sure. So I do like it, and I think for myself, I'd like to incorporate it actually more because I do like the core work, the mind muscle connection, and the movements. Yeah.
So I like that. So I mean, you're not just saying it because you're saying it, but you've actually
I've
participated. You
actually
actually do it, and you
participated.
see the
Yeah,
value in it.
I
But you
do.
just feel that there needs to be
It's got
in
to be.
conjunction with something else.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, what is your main demographic or target group? Who
Yeah.
usually reaches out to you? And I'm sure you train a lot of people across the spectrum,
Right.
man, woman. It doesn't really matter.
Right.
But who would be the people that normally reach out to you that you
Right.
work
Yeah.
with?
I would have to say to be women 40 plus for sure.
And is there different types of training for them that's
You know
specific?
what? No, I don't believe in that. And
Oh, okay.
I don't. I think, well, obviously we need, let's steer away from the cardio. So for sure.
Okay.
Yes, so that's huge too, right?
Really? Okay.
I think we grew up in a generation, the Jane Fonda, remember like the workout, like everything was cardio centric. We were
Yeah.
growing, and I remember growing up like that, hearing cardio, cardio, and we were called cardio bunnies, right? And all of you want a fat loss, you want this body was cardio. And I think that it's good. And we're steering away from that message now. And especially women. So maybe there is, something specific for them that I want them to know that, let's strength train, let's lift. It's not just for men, right? Like there could be that stigma that if I lift, I'm going to look
Well,
bulky,
this is it. This is
right?
everybody's misunderstanding. They're
And
gonna
you're
look.
not like you're
Yeah.
not. I mean, I would love to. I'd be like, oh, I lift heavy, and I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
that doesn't scare me because I
Mhm.
know it's not possible,
Right.
right? To get that look. So women, I hope that there's no misconceptions around strength training because I think it's really important that women 40 plus know that this is the greatest method of exercise that's going to give them the results they're looking for and results that are sustainable and actual results, period. Because the cardio is, I would put it on, I don't want to say I would put it on the back burner, but it's not the main focus.
Mhm.
Again, it's the strength training for sure. Women 40 plus really need to lift and lift consistently, even if it looks like 3 times a week, like,
Yeah.
because I understand. And it's easy as an influencer or as somebody who works in the industry, right? To be like, oh, you have the time. And that's another thing I see. A lot of,
Talk about that.
yeah, I see that there's a lot of people on social media, these influencers now, oh, don't tell me you don't have the time, right? And they're 20-year-old influencers who that's all they do is they're in the
Yeah.
gym all day because that's their jobs. Now you're talking to a woman who's raising a family, who works 9 to 5, raising a family. She doesn't have the time that these influencers are saying you guys can find the time. Sure, she might be able to find the time, but not to the extent that other people may have, right?
Right.
So that message I don't agree with, but how do you work it into your life so that the message is, well, or the standard is something is better than nothing, and it doesn't have to be go hard or go home or it's all or nothing or like no days off, right? Like
Mhm.
this is not sustainable. This is not realistic. You got to do what works for you. So if you can get 3 times a weekend, even 15 minutes a day of just strength training, if you can find 15 minutes to do it instead of maybe scrolling on your phone or right, then it can be life changing. It's just the little changes that can help these women. Then they got to understand that the 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week of strength training.
Yeah, and 50 minutes doesn't seem
It doesn't
seem like a
seem like a
lot,
lot,
but
but you will get results. But this is also in conjunction with making sure that you're getting your step count in, right? That you're moving a lot, right? And that's another thing. But we talk about that a lot. So like I'm a big believer in, okay, so if we're putting the cardio aside, we got to make sure we're moving 10,000 steps a day. So I'm a big believer and I track my own steps as well, getting those 10,000 steps a day. So how do you do that though if you are working sedentary in an office job,
Mhm.
right? 9 to 5. How do you get those steps? So I have a lot.
Tell me, Linda,
Right.
how do you?
Well, I wouldn't know because when I was there, they really did. But I tell people it's easy. It's easier than you think, right?
Okay.
When you're on the phone, sometimes people are on the phone at home instead of sitting down. Why don't you just get up and start walking around and scroll, walk? You can scroll and walk. I mean, there are little changes you can make. A lot of people are getting, I think, the walking pads now, right? That they
Yes.
can work.
I'm
I've
looking
seen
to
that,
invest in one, yes.
which is not, it's
Mhm.
just a great idea because especially if you're in front of a computer all day, a walking pad is huge. Getting outside, trying to get your steps in. I know our weather's not the greatest, but even 10 minutes in and out. Parking far away, like if you got to go grocery shopping or at the mall, right? My husband used to do this to me, but this was for other reasons because he didn't want to dent his car. And
I
right, and
hear
when it
him.
was minus, and when it was minus 20,
Yeah,
I'd be
park
like,
where there's
and then
nobody
what he
else
used to
around.
say to
Yeah.
me? Getting your steps in. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah, you're right. But it's true. Like just park farther away, get your steps in. That's huge. You got to try and make time for movement in conjunction with at least, okay, 10,000 would be ideal, 6 to 8 if you can. Yeah.
But movement is the key. So
Yeah.
walking is it just as impactful or helpful
Absolutely. As
than
cardio.
cardio or
Yeah.
running?
So walking is a form of cardio and it's
Yeah.
probably the best form of cardio because it's sustainable. Most people can walk, right? If you think about it. If I'm asking you, let's hit train and sprint interval once a week. No, How many people can do that, right? So that sure, walking is a great form of cardio because most people can walk. Most people, you don't need an equipment to walk. You can walk outside. You can walk. So, yeah, I think walking is really important. Movement is huge. It doesn't have to look like those sprint intervals on the treadmill or running
Yeah.
or that. Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the impact on your joints and things
Exactly,
like that
low
when you
impact, right?
yeah,
So, again, so walking is
yeah.
really important. And it's funny, you don't think that, right? But it's
No, I don't. I
because you're like, I
remember
need to be busting out in a
and sweat,
sweat, right?
yes.
And I got to
That's not
feel
true?
like somebody kicked me in the stomach and I got to throw up.
Yes.
It's
See,
not
I don't feel
true.
like I'm working out if I'm not sweating.
Right,
And I sweat easy.
right.
So if I'm not, but I mean
Right.
if I'm not drenched, I'm wondering,
Yeah,
did I really
no, and
work
that's I
out?
think
But
another
people
misconception
mhm,
too, right? That if you're not sweating or you're not feeling like you're gonna throw up.
yeah.
I mean, that kind of training, there's a time and a place athletes that this is different. I'm talking about us, like
Yes, yeah,
the
yes.
you know, right, our population, like our generation. I'm not talking about the elite athletes or the kind.
Right.
There's a time and a place for that training. But if we're looking for just women 40 plus, family, busy lifestyles, strength training, movement, getting those steps in, huge, and consistency. And then obviously the nutrition part has to follow as well.
Does it? Do we
That
need that
does. I'm
part?
so sorry. I
Yeah.
tell everybody,
Yeah.
it's 80/20. I do believe in that, right?
80/20.
Yeah.
80
80% nutrition.
oh, it's that high?
I,
Okay.
I I really believe that.
Okay.
I mean, if you're not fueling the body properly and taking care of it and whatever you do, there was a saying somebody said that the gym will build the muscles, now the kitchen will determine whether or not you see them.
Ah, I like that.
I've heard that,
Mhm.
right? It's kind of interesting because then I
Yes.
heard that and I went, damn, yeah, it's true. Because I can build a muscle in the gym, right?
Yeah.
But the kitchen will determine whether or not you'll see
See
them.
it.
Yeah. And it's so true.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You touched on, you know, watching influencers and
Mm,
social
mm-hmm.
media. And social media, it has its positive and its negatives,
Absolutely
like
agree.
everything
Of
else.
course.
And what I'm seeing in terms of, and this is both men and women, old and young, following influencers. And I don't know, like, what kind of impact do you think
Yeah,
it
I
has had
struggle.
on
Yeah.
society health wise? Because
Right.
I mean, I won't lie, I watch some of these athletes or these influencers, and I was like, I want to have a body like that. And sometimes it's like genetically, maybe you can't,
Right.
or you could come close, but the amount of
But being
time and
fit
work.
looks different on everybody too, right?
Okay,
Like being
okay,
fit looks different on everybody. So
mm,
you can compare yourself to, let's say, a guy or a girl that has a six pack, right?
yeah,
But doesn't and if you don't carry a six pack, it doesn't mean you're not fit. It looks different on everybody else.
I like
Do you
this.
like that?
I
This
like
is
it a lot. You hear
this
that?
is
That's gonna
this
be my
is
new
as,
word.
but it's true,
Yeah,
right? And not everybody can sustain a six pack, especially women over 40. It's
right.
not even healthy, right? Because your body fat percentage has to be relatively low to be able to see that six pack, and that's not sustainable for anybody. So I feel like sometimes social media, like you said, has its good, has its bad. Um, I think a lot of comparison happens.
Yeah,
That's the problem,
that is the problem.
right? So, I mean, sometimes I can fall. I'm not going to lie, privy to that as well. I'll be like, oh wow, she's 50 and she's got that six pack, right?
Yeah,
So you compare, but then again, like I believe this 100%, being fit looks different on everybody. You can be super fit and may not showcase it as much as somebody else, but you're still healthy and you're still well and you're still fit. Everybody's body's different. Yeah.
and yeah, it's the whole comparison thing because I think it's okay or there's value in there's goals that you want to meet,
I
and if
agree.
someone is meeting it, you're looking at them to maybe figure out how do they do it and
Right.
learn from them. But you're right, you really can't compare yourself to them because your body makeup is different.
That's true.
Time to do the work involved to get like that is
Right.
different. There's a lot of things that we have to be mindful of.
Absolutely.
And with social media, like anything else, it doesn't have to be in fitness, photography that I do, music, whatever. You start comparing yourself, and it becomes very discouraging.
It does. And but we also have to remember too, and this is true, not just across fitness and just every day social media. You only post the good things.
Well, yes.
Right, well, right, because nobody wants to see. So we're only posting the highlights of our life. And if you think about it from a fitness point of view as well, only posting pictures. And I do this too, right? Like I make sure I'm posing with certain lights, right, like certain angles that really show. Okay, oh my, like right, you could, but that's what people have to understand too. Lighting, all that takes into account, and people may be filtering their bodies as well. Like we don't know. That's
Yes.
another thing. Like
Well, as a photographer, like, yes,
right,
I do. I get people saying, yeah, can you make my
of
stomach flatter?
course,
Can you
yeah.
curve this a
That's
little bit
human
more? Can I
nature.
get more of a
That's
butt? And
human nature. So if, especially the younger girls, though, they don't. You got to take that into account. Some of these fitness influencers can be filtering. That's the lighting. There's a lot of things we have to take into account. So comparison is the killjoy of everything. I like to say, run in your own leg. Like put those blinders on, like a horse, and sort of just run your own race, right? And that's what I do. I literally will try and just run my own race, beat myself. Like I'm comparing myself to the version I was yesterday. That's it. Yeah. It's tough. It's hard to do.
yeah.
Sometimes I told you as well before, like I can look and be like, oh, but I kind of try and snap out of that because it's tough.
And especially for our young people, like I do think that
Yeah,
it is
it's hard.
so, they're just inundated with all this information
So tough.
that,
I'm kind of happy I didn't grow up in the age of
me too.
social media.
I think
I
we're
don't you
aging
feel
ourselves a bit.
right.
but
I
yes.
know, I know it's okay, but I do have a lot of empathy for these kids on social media now. It's hard. It's
Yeah.
tough.
And once again, we're not bashing, like social media is good.
No,
I use it all the
of
time. I
course.
obviously,
So
as a
do I.
photographer, I
Yeah.
use filters. I do all these things.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I'm aware when I'm seeing things, you just can't
Right. I
take it
want
for what it
everybody to
is.
be aware, right? Like if
Yes.
we could, social media is great, but if we like, right. But how's it making you feel? And what I would also say to that is follow influencers or people that make you feel good versus making you feel lousy about yourself, right? So unfollow maybe the ones that aren't bringing you, any valuable information that actually make you feel worse about yourself. So unfollow them and just start following people
I
that
like that.
provide inspo. That's what
Yes.
I do, right? Because I want somebody who's inspiring me and not making me feel like, oh, damn, I didn't hit that or do that, right? So follow people who inspire you versus those who make you feel pretty much lousy about yourself.
And it's unfortunate because I agree with that totally. I
Yeah.
think that that's really something I should even follow a
Mhm.
little bit more of. But I think some people feel that um, the positive, like if someone's positive, they're not really motivating them. They need someone to be, some people
Like some
want that
the
high.
grind, like,
Yeah.
hey, boy, son, when do you get
Yeah.
up?
Look at you. You
Yeah.
look horrible. You need to.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate
Maybe
that
some people thrive off that.
Yeah, but that's another topic altogether.
Yeah,
that needs to
right.
be dealt with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think for me, I tend to follow and would maybe suggest just follow. You can follow and listen. There are influencers out there who are really fit and and they're not. They'll be providing valuable information that makes you feel good at the end of the day. So follow people that after you're seeing, you're like, oh yeah, that made me walk away feeling positive versus feel lousy about myself, right? Because we're our own worst enemy at the end of the day, right?
And one thing that, and just don't want to belabor this, but
Mhm.
for me, influencers that don't have any background in what they're
Right.
saying. I mean, you're a certified personal
Right.
trainer. People are sort of like they know what they're saying based on their education,
Yeah.
the background, and experience. And sometimes you have individuals. I'm not saying they're wrong or off, but
Right.
sometimes they might be giving
Yeah.
misinformation.
Well, the
just because
internet
they
has
don't
given
know.
a voice basically to everybody,
Yeah.
right? And you have to take everything, I think, and it's not just fitness related, right?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
the grain.
So, Linda, I wanted to ask you about social media because we
Mhm.
were talking about that before.
Right.
With social media, there's negative, there's positive. It doesn't matter if it's the fitness industry, photography, arts, just life.
Right.
It's fair to say that social media has had an impact on how we
Definitely.
live. And for you, in regards to fitness
Hmm.
and that whole health industry, what has been the impact of it, in your
Right.
opinion?
Uh, I feel sometimes it can have a really negative impact on people for sure. In terms of this, I feel like there's a lot of this. It's all or nothing. Go hard, go home. No
Mhm.
days off, and
Right.
right, and that whole culture. But
That's a
that
good word for it, is
right,
culture.
I
Yeah.
think it's a culture. It's not sustainable for most people, right? And I feel like it can have negative impacts because then people actually might stray away from doing anything at all because they're thinking, well, I can't do this, go hard or go home, or I can't commit 7 days a week to being in a gym, or we got to step away from that. And I think sometimes that culture or that's it's really popular. It can have a negative impact because it would steer people away from working out or getting healthy because they're like, well, that's not me. I can't do that. So I do feel like that can have a negative impact that way. And I also feel comparison, right? That's huge. And not just in fitness, but just across the board. We only post our highlights. That's
Hmm.
right. Nobody really wants to see when I wake up and I'm like, I'm having a crappy day. Let me go,
Yeah.
let me go and, document that for
Yeah.
everybody, right? You're only showing your highlights, right? And that is true to be said as well in fitness. We're only posting the pictures, and I'm guilty of it too, where we're like, oh yeah, look, I look great here. It's the lighting, like, right. So if we're comparing, which is human nature, we're going to compare. Comparison does kill your joy. I wouldn't say compare, but it's hard not to because we live in this social media world, right? We should just bear in mind that most of these pictures, let's be honest, most of these pictures have some sort of filter. People know how to pose in the best lights to get, show my six pack or whatever they're trying to
Yeah.
show, right? So we have to take this all into account. Take it with a grain of salt, and I know it's difficult not to, but if we can do that, and I think following accounts that make you feel good about yourself and unfollowing the ones that after make you feel lousy about yourself is a great way to sort of quiet that noise, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. I like that because I think, but there are those that believe that they have to be berated
Right,
or, like a soldier, like a
right.
general telling you, oh, you're weak. You're not.
And it
That
works for some
for some
people,
people.
but it doesn't work for everybody, right? Some people I think would shy away from it because it's intimidating, or it could be intimidating,
And
right?
just think about the mental health aspect of that as well.
Exactly.
Like it's, more than you giving up and not wanting to continue with your fitness journey.
Right.
But if you keep hearing that, it impacts other parts of your life as well
That's
that you
right.
don't even think of. It's just not the fitness aspect of it. And I think we're all guilty of with social media making sure that we put our best things.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned it earlier because as a photographer, yeah, there's the right lighting if you want to
Mhm.
show, your butt in a certain
Right.
way or your abs or your arms.
Right.
And so people are learning that and all these filters. The thing is, I'm aware of it. And
Mhm.
so when I see things, I don't always just take it for what it is.
Exactly.
It's really with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
But I think we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. I'm not putting a picture up of me just
Right.
waking up in the
I
morning.
am
No one
too.
wants to see that.
Right.
So
Maybe we do. Maybe
maybe
we
that's a
do.
new niche. Okay, I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
should be more relatable, right?
But
Yeah.
that's it. And I
Yeah.
find with photography now, funny that you mentioned that, more people, because there's so much AI involved
Mm.
in what you
That's
post
another thing.
and your pictures.
Yeah.
But a lot of people now are trying to go back to, they want more natural looking.
Absolutely.
They want to see little
The
imperfections.
flaws. That's what's
Yes.
beautiful. But that's what makes us unique too, don't you? I think today I'm finding we're stepping away from that, right? Like the uniqueness of it all. We all kind of everybody wants that same look, especially I know this rings
The
true for
same look. Yes.
women,
Yeah.
right? Like maybe I don't know, I can't speak for a man,
Yeah.
but I know being a woman what the look is, right? And
Right.
we're all it's almost like when you look at everybody now, it's like what happened to just the little flaws that make you who you are, right? And I worry about the younger women coming up because they just
And I love that. I love that you said that too, because it's
mhm.
so true. People are starting to look very similar,
Right,
same look.
same look
And for me, I like to see something that's a little
too.
bit different and to embrace that. I know sometimes when I'm on photo shoots, people, and I get it, like, oh, I don't want to show stretch marks. But sometimes that
Yeah, but
tells a
that's the
story.
story. There's a story behind those stretch
Yeah,
marks. I
yeah, yeah.
remember a fitness influencer that I follow. She goes, "I love my stretch marks because this is who I am, baby. This shows the war I've been through." My and you relate, right? But it's tough. But I love that. There's a story behind everything. It makes you unique, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, social media is here and we got to
It's here to
figure out how
stay.
to, yeah, we got to
Just got to
figure out
figure
how
out
to
how to
navigate it.
navigate it. That's it.
But it's
That's
here.
it. Yeah.
And with its flaws, good or bad, we
I
figure
mean,
it
there's
out.
obviously good and bad too,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
So I want to kind of change gears a little
Hmm.
bit because I hear
I hear.
that you are an ambassador
I am.
for a brand that people are aware of and
Right.
know of. It's Lululemon. You're an
Yes.
ambassador.
Yes. So this was very recent. It was just announced like a month ago. Yeah, very recent. I'm the ambassador for the Markville location. So each store will have their own ambassadors, and this is a global wide program. So I am the train ambassador for Lululemon. So every store will have 3 ambassadors. I am the train ambassador. There is a running ambassador, and there's also a yoga slash Pilates ambassador. And I'm honored to be the train ambassador for our Markville store. Yeah,
Wow, that's exciting.
it really is. It really is. Yeah.
And I think what I find really exciting, because we
Hmm.
were talking about this off camera, is how it happened.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's really authentic. It's really
Hmm.
you, why you were chosen. It wasn't
Right.
something that you did or you went out of your way
No.
to do. So why is it that they picked you? Like what was
Yeah.
s-
I don't want to. I hate. Don't want to toot my own horn,
yes,
but like I
toot
feel
it,
like
girl.
toot it,
Toot
toot
it.
it.
Toot.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
I wasn't searching it. Like
Right.
I told you, it kind of fell on my lap, right? I wasn't out actively looking to become an ambassador.
Mhm.
I work at an F45 in Markham, so F45 Markville.
That's a gym.
That is a
That's a
gym, yeah. So
okay.
we're 45 minutes. It's community based. We have some 36 people sometimes taking the class. So
Right.
it's group fitness.
Okay.
Okay. And so I did a lot for the community. I got heavily involved with that community because that's what group fitness is. Group fitness is all about community, which people come to because they're searching that. And that's why I love being a head coach there in that setting versus more personal training because I feel I love community, I love people, and this is a way to impact more people at once and everybody coming together for the common goal. And everybody's so supportive. And it's such a beautiful thing in group fitness because we're all there for the same reason. And I love the community because we're supportive. And then you keep showing up for each other because you know that Jay's going to be there on Wednesday or and you're coming and friendships are made. And I got heavily involved in the community. And then outside of coaching the classes on my own, I would run some seminars just for some women who would always come up to me after class and we'd talk about, okay, how do I look like you? Why do you have that body? What am I doing wrong? And I thought to myself, I get it. And I wanted to help them. So I would do things outside of in studio for the community, hold some nutrition seminars with one of my partners or just connecting with them on a whole. And so I aligned with Lululemon's pretty much all their goals, and it was community's huge for them. And somebody caught wind of what I was doing. They came to the classes, and then yeah, and the rest is history. Yeah, and it's such an honor. It's such an amazing role to have because it is all about community, and I thrive. I thrive in that setting because I really do love people and connecting.
So what's the commitment like? Are you speaking at different things
Yeah,
for
so
them?
it, it it's
Do
yeah,
you
it's great. So
travel?
I did a fit
Seems like a lot.
session the other day, which
Yeah.
was great. My first fit session. So you get to go in and you're trying on all their products and you're giving your
Mm.
feedback because
Oh,
so
really?
yeah, so
Okay.
they'll I'll try on their train section and be like, okay, yeah, this fabric's great. I like the way it moves and
Yeah.
all it so it's fantastic. And in 2 weeks, I'll be running a sweat session out of the store where the community will come together and I'll run a fitness class right in Lululemon.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know they
And
did
it's
that.
free to the community, of
Okay.
course. Yeah. And they do it monthly. So I'll do one and then the yoga Pilates ambassador will have her own the next
Yes.
month. So it's a community based event. Community comes out and it's run in the store before they open. So they are
Mm.
really branded in community and well being because fitness is not just about, I think, even life is just about connecting with people and community. So they're really big on community and not leaving anybody behind or out, like or being inclusive.
Ah,
That's
that's
another
important.
thing,
Yeah.
right? Like fitness is sometimes maybe people get discouraged. We're talking about because we feel like we're not at that level, or you feel discouraged. So
Yeah.
it's all about being inclusive, and I think that's what community is, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm feeling the energy
Are you?
from you in regards to it. And
Yeah, it's a
this is
huge
something
honor.
that you
I
really
am still
believe.
taking it all in.
Yeah,
Like I'm still very shocked because it's an important role, and I'm happy that I was able to, and I hope I do a good job
yeah.
filling it.
And
Yeah,
it obviously aligns with what you do because
absolutely. Yeah,
what I gather from you, and I don't know you that well, we
right.
just started connecting and
Yes,
talking, but I think authenticity is very important to you.
thank you. It
And I
is.
think
Yeah,
that this connection, it aligns with your goals and what you believe in.
right.
It's a good fit. That's why you're so excited about it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Wow. And so what else are you doing? Because that's one aspect of
right.
it, and that's great news. But community is so much a part of you
Mm-hmm.
that I know that you're involved in other community
Right.
activities or supporting the community in other ways. You're working with Good Life
Yes.
on something.
So the Good Life Kids Foundation is a
Hmm.
little bit different. It's still Good Life, but we're the foundation for the kids aspect of it. So I'm actually a coach for kids that have autism and intellectual disabilities. I love this program because it's free to the parents and we run in studio. I'm actually working out of Barrie, so it's in Barrie. I take the drive out there because I don't mind. Like this is my passion project. I love the families. I love the children. So the drive is, I mean, it is quite a drive, but I don't mind. And it's a free program, and I love it too because not just for the kids, you see the parents connecting as well because they can relate, right? So they'll come in, and it to me that's one of the reasons I love this program so much. And then I also love the fact that again, fitness should be inclusive to everyone. So these kids, the youth, they're left behind, right? Because they don't come and train in a conventional gym. Or so we run these classes for them, and we work with Barbara. We're not doing like just dances,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
we're working them, right? Like we do throw in some dances and like we'll have fun, but we're also making sure that we're tapping into lifting. So they're lifting. And some of the kids will progressively overload. And it's just such a moment to see when they lift heavier, just the impact that they're so like, we're so excited and they're so excited and the parents get so excited. And it's so beautiful. I love it. And yeah, I've been doing it for 2 years and it's probably the best thing that I've ever done.
really.
Hmm.
So you got purpose.
I was looking for some purpose, if I'm being honest. And that's how I stumbled across that. Yeah.
Wow, and I could just imagine, like, taking the time to do that, how appreciative they must be
They are. And,
and how
people say to
happy.
me, you're such a good person for doing that. And then I
Yeah.
kind of feel like, yeah, I'm a great person for doing that. But people don't understand what it fills me up. Like it fills
Yes,
my
it
cup.
fills you up. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Because everyone's like, oh, you're so good. I'm like, okay, yeah. But I don't feel like it's selfish, but I feel like you don't, it really impacts me
Mm,
as much as I
it's
know
two
I'm
way.
impacting the kids.
Yeah.
They've changed my life. I see things completely different now.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
for
amazing.
sure.
So you'd encourage people. I mean, if that's their passion, to definitely get involved in the community.
Definitely get involved.
Yeah.
Even like training for seniors or that, we're
That's
all
another group.
right. Yeah.
Yep.
Like I think we're always just focused on like everybody just wants to train like the really fit people or
Yeah.
athletes and I get that. It's
Yep.
exciting. It's right. But there's other parts of, other people that should be included as well, like seniors, like,
Yeah. They
and
can
these
benefit from it.
kids. And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, for
Wow.
sure.
Well, I just want to say that's good in terms of great work that you're
I
doing,
thank you. Appreciate that.
and giving back to the community
Thank you.
and supporting groups that sometimes are forgotten,
Yeah, absolutely.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, good for you for doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, is there anything else that's new? I've noticed. Oh, actually, going back to Lululemon.
Hmm.
So, do you do like set photo shoots with them? Do
Yeah,
you
so
do?
it just stepped into the role, and then I have
Mm-mm.
I have another photo shoot coming up. So we'll get our pictures in the store. So that's kind of exciting.
Okay.
So
So,
all of
do I
us
get
will
an
get
autographed copy?
absolutely.
Okay. All
You can
right.
come to the unveiling.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we get a photo shoot with them, and then they'll
Yeah.
put our picture up in the store. So under
Yeah.
the train section of the store, because the store is broken down into basically like these clothing for training,
Yeah.
right? Clothing for yoga, and then they have clothing for running, right?
Yes.
So my picture will be under the train section,
Nice.
right? And so that's kind of exciting.
It
That's
is.
happening soon.
Okay.
So I know we're shooting, I heard May. And then so
Really?
hopefully the picture will go up soon. Yeah,
Oh
in the
wow,
store.
that's big.
And that's just imagine walking into like, and I've always worn and loved Lululemon anyways, right? It
Yeah, it
wasn't
just
like,
aligns. Yeah.
right. And I was always in there. And then now I can't imagine walking into the store and seeing my picture up there.
Oh,
That's going to be crazy.
I
It's
mean,
crazy.
I know that you're
Crazy.
humble. I can tell you're humble, but it's a great accomplishment
I think it is. Yeah. Like I'm
that you
still
got there. Yeah,
processing it, to be
yeah,
honest with you.
yeah.
I'm still processing it all.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's
It's
amazing.
huge.
I'm gonna walk in there and say, "Hey, I know
Yes.
that
You know, I
person."
know that girl.
Oh wow. Okay, so this was good.
This was great.
I enjoyed this
I
conversation.
did too. I did too.
I wish we had more time to talk more, and
Absolutely.
maybe I'll have you on again,
Yeah.
and we could talk more and follow up with what's going on with Lululemon
Sure.
in
Absolutely.
this journey, as well as some of the photo shoots that you're going to be a part of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to talk to you a little bit more about those things
Me too.
and what's been happening.
Me too.
So yeah, thank you. Is there anything
Great.
that you want to say before we leave? Like your social media. Is there, if people want
Hmm.
to contact you, how do they contact you?
Yeah, you can follow me on social media for sure. Just
Mhm.
Linda Ravielli. If you Google that, it'll come up. Yeah, and I love connecting with people through social media as well.
Mm.
That's one of the positives of social
Yes.
media. If we're gonna talk about that as well, you're connecting with people from all around the world and people you never thought you'd connect
Right.
with, right?
Yes.
So I do like that for that. And so if people want to follow me, I love connecting, I love answering questions. I get a lot of people just asking me fitness questions, and I love offering my advice. I don't mind, right?
Yeah.
And I really don't. So yeah, people
Okay.
want to come on and follow me.
And so if they want to connect with you to get personal training, you do
Sure. Yeah,
one-on-one
I
training or
do. I've
group?
stepped away a little bit more from the personal training because I'm so heavily involved in the group fitness. Because,
Okay.
but yeah, I do take on certain clients for sure. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. So everybody heard that? If you want to connect with
Yeah.
someone, in terms of being part of some of those group activities or group
Yeah,
training sessions,
absolutely.
or just want to talk,
Absolutely.
help,
Yeah. Want to talk
reach out.
fitness, health, wellness.
Yes.
I got you.
Let's be clear.
I got
Yes.
you. Yes.
All right. All right. So that's the end of our show today. I just want to thank our guests, Linda, for being on and just learning so much about what you do, how you're involved in the community,
Yes. Thank you.
your journey in terms of getting there, the path that
It's
you
never
took.
too late. I think
And
the
it's never
biggest
too late.
message is it's
Mhm.
never too late.
Well, yeah. So the biggest message for you,
Yeah, would be. I think now, when you're asking, is there anything? I think it's never too late.
it's never too late.
Yeah, it started at 40,
Yeah.
started 50, started 60. It's never
Mhm.
too late. Yeah,
Okay. All
living
right.
testament to it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for our show today, guys. And yeah, see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.